Hey, what's up, Ladder? This Wednesday we're getting 2 new limited time characters. Firstly, EX Tressa, and then EX Primrose. Taking a look at EX Tressa first, she's a hunter of the Well faction, and of course hailing from Riptide. Her kit revolves around collecting bow traps, which are points that are used when using certain abilities to allow her to hit up to 9 times at once. While it may look good on paper, her setup can be a hassle to deal with. Let's go ahead and check her out. Her VAs were Rico, Aoki. From this list of enemy characters, I don't know any of them except for Tressa. She's also the same VA for Tressa in the OG version. Anyways, heading over to her notable damaging skills. Her first ability is called Arrow Trap. It's a one-hit bow damage attack, potency 35, and it uses up to 9 bow trap points and deals the same amount of hits. Her second ability is the Crippling Sturdy Shot. It's a one-hit bow damage attack, potency 170, and it lowers both physical attack and defense by 15% for 2 turns. And if the Camouflage passive is active, she gets +1 to her bow trap points. Her third ability is her Sweeping Fatal Shot. It's a one-hit AoE bow damage attack, potency 180, and if her Camouflage passive is active, she gets +2 to her bow trap points. Her next ability is Swift Triple Shot. She goes first, and then she deals a 3-hit single target bow damage attack, potency 65, and if her Camouflage passive is active, she gets +1 to her bow trap points. And then for elemental attack, Chainseer, it's a 2-hit single target fire elemental damage, potency 120, and with her Camouflage passive active, she gets a +2 to her bow trap points. For her ultimate, she'll do up to 9 hits depending on how many bow traps you have, and it's an AoE bow damage attack, potency of 60 at level 1 and 70 at level 10. For her notable support skills, she has Rest, cures some status ailments, which stores her own HP, potency 105, and recovers SP 5% for max SP. Her second ability is Set Bow Trap. She gains 3 points for her bow trap. For her passive, after using an ability, Camouflage is active, and each Camouflage allows her to dodge 1 physical attack. Her second passive, if Camouflage is active, she gets a bow damage up by 15%, and she also reduces SP consumption by 30%. And then she has a 20% in ice resistance, and 10 in fire. So taking a look at her stats compared to the rest of the hunters, she currently has the best stats for defense and elemental attack. Her speed is extremely low, but she counters that with being able to go first with her 3-hit bow attack ability. Her role is primarily of breaking, so don't be expecting big numbers for her. So the big question, should you pull? Tressa is definitely best girl in the OG version, and her EX form is good, but it's not great. Setting her up requires a bit of time to be able to break effectively. Say for example you're up against a boss with at least 30 plus shields that's weak to bows. Chances are you'll be spamming her act first and then 3-hit attack bow on turn 1. After using this ability, her passive Camouflage then becomes active. Remember that Camouflage is a 2-hit passive physical dodge ability for EX Tressa. Now she can only accumulate trap points if Camouflage is active on her attacking abilities. So now let's say the enemy knocks both her Camouflage out. You'll have to activate Camouflage again to start accumulating bow trap points. So now let's do a comparison between her and Xanta. Against a single target, Xanta has a 5-hit random target ability at all times. In an ideal situation against a boss where everything plays out smoothly, and focusing on just breaking shields for the first 11 turns, Xanta will have dealt 55 hits, whereas Tressa would have done 39. Recall that her first turn is setting up her Camouflage passive. Let's say you spend the next 10 turns using her 3-hit attack and collecting bow points. If she's able to keep her passive for the next 10 turns, and then on turn 11, she can use all 9 bow points for a total of 39 hits. Honestly, if you have either Xanta, Scarecrow, or Herminia, you're good to go. Her SP cost for some of her abilities is pretty heavy without her passive being active. Now for longevity, for long fights against a physical based enemy, she could prove to be useful. Her physical dodging passive can be attractive if you don't have EX VR. But other than that, it's hard to see her being used when Herminia and Xanta are already in the roster. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. Character design 4 out of 5. I like that wolf skin that she has on top of her head, that's pretty cool. Voice actress 4 out of 5. I'm not familiar with the characters that she voices, but she did a great job voicing Tressa. Abilities 3.5 out of 5. I feel like the concept could have been cool. The way it was delivered to her kid was overall bad. Longevity 3 out of 5. I'd rather be using Herminia and Xanta. Time limited, unfortunately she is 0 out of 5. Overall impression, 3.3 out of 5. She's nice to have. She is getting an upgrade in the future. Even with those buffs, she still is rather incompetent. Alright, well that was it for EX Tressa. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Lad out.